Sexism is part of every industry and must be addressed. But I try not to focus on the negative but the positive side of what we can bring. Women have a certain sexuality, and I think their bodies are beautiful, and I'm not embarrassed to explore that in a film. But there are things you get offered that are vulgar and violent, just like there's a side of me that's vulgar and violent. The fact is I am not having sex. But I feel absolutely ripe for the, what would you say, plugging? You have to just make the choices you make in life. I made the choices I made because I believed they were right for me. Every woman is different when they go through menopause, and I didn't know emotionally how I would feel. I knew through the surgeries that he was on my side and that this wasn't something where I was gonna feel less of a woman, because my husband wasn't gonna let that happen. Men don't really like skinny, do they? If every choice you make comes from an honest place, you're solid, and nothing anybody can say about you can rock you or change your opinion. I imagine I will spend my days traveling from country to country to visit our children, who I expect will live around the world. We have a choice about how we take what happens to us in our life and whether or not we allow it to turn us. We can become consumed by hate and darkness, or we're able to regain our humanity somehow, or come to terms with things and learn something about ourselves. I like someone who is a little crazy but coming from a good place. I think scars are sexy because it means you made a mistake that led to a mess. I actually feel more of a woman because I feel like I'm being smart about my choices, and I'm putting my family first, and I'm in charge of my life and my health. I think that's what makes a woman complete. I've told Billy if I ever caught him cheating, I wouldn't kill him because I love his children and they need a dad. But I would beat him up. I know where all of his sports injuries are. If you ask people what they've always wanted to do, most people haven't done it. That breaks my heart. They are resilient children, but they are children, and as much as they need help to understand the hard truths in life, they also need what we all need, protection and love. Sometimes, women and families put themselves last until it manifests itself in their own health. I want to support other women because of the opportunities I've had, and I've had a lot of opportunities. What I try as a female director is to do the best job I can and, in the meantime, bring attention to as many other female directors and writers as I can. When I was younger, I was testing myself and questioning everything, but now it's less about that and more about these are the years of my life with my family. I've learned that we all change constantly. It's rare to find that person who is growing with you in the same way at the same time, who encourages you to grow. I think the depth, what children can handle and what they're interested in, is much deeper than I think what people assume. I think it's why sometimes we make things too simple for them. I think it's very important to cry in the shower and not in front of them. They need to know that everything's going to be alright, even when you're not sure it is. It was weird to be married. You kind of lose your identity. You're suddenly somebody's wife. And you're like, oh, I'm half of a couple now. I've lost me. I always wanted a great love affair, something that feels big and full, really honest, and enough. No moment should feel slight, false, or a little off. For me, it had to be everything.